Okay, so backing with Mason's claims, he stated that that marijuana can be used to help put financial burdens or ease financial burdens on U.S. and to that I do agree. It's due to the fact that regulations cause government more funding in prevention of using marijuana, and with legalization, law enforcement and other types of money and profit and everything else can be focused on other problems at hand. For example, during the year of 2009, stated by the article in CNBC, stated that the police has arrested 847,864 people for marijuana violations, and around 90% is only for possession only, and with only 100 million Americans having used pot for at least once, including our three previous presidents as well. And each charge for marijuana can be fined up to $2,000 and for 1 year and 1 year's worth of jail time. And we have to keep in mind that marijuana is also an ingrained pattern in American culture, meaning that a lot of people use marijuana, and we should focus more on how we could use marijuana to our benefits to society rather than using marijuana and cracking down cases just for using marijuana. Also, drug busts for youth in marijuana offenses also carry penalties that could be used, again, amongst other crimes. Stephen Stein from the criminal defense lawyer quoted that drug possession punishments usually include up to 2,000 jail time, mandatory drug testing and drug awareness classes and probation and electronic monitoring. These offenses usually especially jail time, could be used on even more important crimes such as murders and rapes, since these crimes are considered far worse than marijuana usage, since marijuana usages have less of an impact on deaths rather than the usages, or rather than offenses such as killings and assaults of another individual. And also stated that, and also some advantages of marijuana legalization could extend far beyond making an end to our federal deficit, and criminalization of marijuana is one of the main fights on the war of drugs that is considered to fail miserably. And this is due to the fact that approximately 800,000 people are arrested annually for marijuana and possession, and marijuana is used more frequently by white people rather than Black and Latinos. However, there's also been a stated idea that minorities tend to get more into trouble than white people, since Americans or society portrays minorities as having problems. Marijuana usage can also improve relationships, and it can also reduce violence. And people still use marijuana regardless of federal punishments today. And for example, marijuana can open doors to conservation and generally make couples and make social interactions a lot better, since since a study has been published during 2014 about the psychology of addictive behaviors that followed up 600 couples for a span of 9 years and measured their behaviors over time, and researchers have found that couples who use cannabis were less likely to have violent relationships compared to non-users. This is also the case if one partner uses marijuana but not the other. The study also suggests that positive results largely came from the fact that marijuana provided couples with a shared interest, and it also reduced anxiety as well. Last but not least, marijuana usage could also cause physiological changes in the body, and addiction level is low. So it also means that it does not lead to the usage of harder drugs. For example, the National Epilepsy Foundation studied Epidiolex, which is CBD, and they tested the usage of Epidiolex with 225 people who were enrolled in 3 groups. 76 were assigned to 20 milligrams of CBD, 73 with 10 milligrams, and 76 with a placebo. And CBD was given to people twice a day for 14 weeks, and as a result, seizures have decreased 41.9% by 20 milligrams of CBD, 37.2% by 10 milligrams of CBD, and 17.2% by the placebo group. An effects of the people taking cannabis will result in sleepiness, decreased appetite, and diarrhea. And this happens when people are often taking higher dosages of CBD.